Welcome back to Tears of the Kingdom.
Welcome back to Crying.
Well, we might as well see all of the cutscene. So
I can't skip it.
I figured
I can skip it, but
quick jump in makes more sense than
it's the same cutscene we've watched the last 3 times.
Oh yeah, it's just from the Rito perspective.
Yeah.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah. Do you want to hear my story that I've been saving for a week, less than a week, because it was last Friday?
Please, yeah.
So, I'm going to Japan. Did you know about this? I don't. If you're just joining us in this episode, now you know.
That's crazy. We haven't mentioned it at all up until this point.
Never, ever.
Definitely wasn't a whole episode or an all-hands meeting where we also spoke about it.
Yeah, and a whole video that... So who was it? I think it was Ed yesterday on stream was like, I actually really enjoyed that video.
The Ode to Josh.
Yeah, the Ode to Josh.
Yeah, it was a good video.
I liked editing that. I put way more, loads more effort than I needed to into that video. I don't know why. It was just me flexing my editing muscles for no reason.
Worth it.
Worth it, though. I like that I just disappear at the end.
Yeah.
I just gone.
And it was just Kerbo.
And it was only Kerbo. Forever. We should play one of those.
Kirby.
We should play a Kirby game at some point.
Yeah.
Forgotten Lands multiplayer.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, player 2 plays as Bandana Waddleby.
Oh, fuck yes. I'm so down for that. I played a little bit of Forgotten Land. I haven't given it back to John.
I've been watching TRG play Star Allies, and Star Allies is actually a pretty good game as well. Anyway, the story I was going to tell. Japan. So
surprise,
because I'm going to Japan and I'm going to live out there for a year. I need a visa.
Yeah, so that you can work.
So that I can live there.
Yeah,
just so I can live there and also work there because I will have to fund my stay.
Right.
In order to do that for Japan, you have to fill out a form and then you have to go to the embassy and give them the form.
Oh, okay.
And your passport and all other documentation so that they can look at it and give you a visa.
Yeah.
So that was the appointment was last Friday. So I pointed this out to you last week as well. As I was doing all the forms, I was like, look at all the forms you have to do. If you're planning to come out and see me, check that you don't have to do this because this has taken a long time. And thankfully, if you're just visiting for, is it less than 90 days?
Less than 90 days.
Yeah, you don't have to, which I think is common in most places.
Yeah, most places have an agreement with.
But it's worth to double check just in case.
Yeah,
because sometimes
sure.
you do need a travel visa.
Yep.
So that's your SASSTEROID life tip for the day. So I did all the paperwork and I filled out all the forms and I went up there last Friday. And I did all my research beforehand. I was like, okay, it's going to take me this long. To save time, I drove to Richmond, which is just on the outskirts of London.
Yeah.
And then took a tube in because it's slightly easier and that's the way I prefer doing it.
That's how we did the gig, right?
Yeah, and it's cheaper because it's like £3 to ride the tube to where I needed to go. You need to go around to Piccadilly. So I looked at it from my left and I was like, okay, I'm going to leave this time. I left on time and I parked in Richmond and I opened my phone and they were like, well, we've shut 2 lines on the tube, so it's going to take you like an hour.
Oh, yikes.
And I was like, what? What do you mean it's going to take me an hour? And in between me setting off and me arriving, someone had jumped or fallen onto the tracks.
On
the point at which the district and circle are on the same track. And it shut 2 tube lines. I was like, oh, shit. So the best way for me to get to Piccadilly was to take National Rail from Richmond to Waterloo and then get the tube round to Green Park.
Right, yeah.
And then get off and walk. And it was going to cut it real fine. My appointment time was 2 p.m. They were like, you have to arrive on time. If you can, arrive 50 minutes early. And I'm like, ah, shit. So there I am sprinting. I have to get on the Jubilee line.
Yeah.
So I I get National Rail and I don't even sit down. I'm just sat there like tapping my feet. I'm like, fucking come on. I get off at Waterloo. I sprint. At Waterloo, there's like, it goes, the tube's down here, but Jubilee is straight on.
Right, yeah.
So I'm like, oh, fuck. So I'm running the length of Waterloo Station.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't see the Jubilee line anywhere. I do a full fucking loop before it goes, oh, yeah, it's down there with the rest of the tube lines, but we just lied to you. So I'm running down there, and I run in, I get on the Jubilee, I go around, I'm like hyped up on the Jubilee. I fucking sprint out of the station into Green Park. I run down the street, like I'm full on like somewhere between jogging and sprinting down the street. I see the flag outside the embassy. I'm like, I'm gonna make it. I'm 10 minutes early, and I run in, dripping with sweat. And the security guard is like, whoa, ooh, fucking hell. He's like, can you have your appointment paperwork? I'm like, yes, here it is. And he's like, perfect. Go through the scanner. I had to go through a metal detector because it's an embassy. And I collect my stuff, and he's like, okay, go over there and take a ticket.
Oh, that's so funny.
And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you just take a ticket and then you sit there until you're called. And I'm like, but I got it. He's like, yeah. So I fucking sprinted from Waterloo to Green Park, which is like up the road from Buckingham Palace, for nothing.
Right.
And I could have turned up late and just been like, hey, the tube, and it would have been fine.
Oh my God.
So I take this ticket and sit in this lobby waiting for my number to be called, breathing heavily and sweating like a pig. And
that's really funny. Just the concept of, can you see the sweaty white man in the lobby trying to get into our country?
And I'll be honest, and I was the only white man in the lobby, which is fine. It's not my embassy. But the fact that I was the only white man is important to the story.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm sat there and I'm like waiting, and I'm also still kind of nervous that I hope I got all the paperwork right, because if not, there's a whole other trip and it's kind of a pain.
Yeah.
So I'm like halfway between scrolling my phone and sat there nervously looking at the screen, waiting for my number to be called. And the periphery of my vision, this other guy comes in and sits down opposite me, and I look at him, and he is also a white man. And I'm like, oh man, I guess he's trying to get into the country. And he turns out he walked in, and as soon as he walked in all the way to sat down, he was like staring at me.
Really?
And I looked at him, and he's like, dropping off or picking up? And he was fucking talking to me, and I was like, I'm like dropping off. And he went, wish you the best.
But what the fuck?
Yeah.
How fucking ominous is that?
What? And basically what apparently seemed to be going through his head is, we are the only two white men in this lobby, we must talk to each other.
That's fucked up.
He's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, oh, I'm going to go and live out there for a year. He was like, cool. Teaching? And I was like, no. He goes, I'm going to teach. Sick. Thanks. And thankfully at the moment my number gets called.
Nice. Okay.
I'm like, oh, I just have to go. I go there, I handle the paperwork. Woman behind the counter is like, this is all great. You leave your passport with them and you come back in a week. I'm going back tomorrow to get my passport, which will have the visa in it.
Gotcha.
She's like, yeah, come back in a week. Here's a piece of paper. You need to bring £18 in cash. We can't do change.
What an arbitrary number.
Yeah. And it's probably a exchange rate thing.
Yeah.
But it was like, you need £18 in cash. We do not do change.
Which is odd because exchange rates change.
Yeah. Like I can't even like bring
day on day.
Yeah.
So
I can't even bring like a £20 note. So I have £18.
Just like bring it with you and go, keep the change.
It's a tip.
There is no change.
It's a tip for the entire country.
Yeah. Yeah. So actually I've decided you're not allowed in now.
That would be what would happen, wouldn't it?
I've got a question. It's to do with your story, but I think it's something that I might have made up in my head. Is it true that embassies for different countries follow that country's law, even if it's in, so let's say the UK, technically the Japanese embassy is following Japanese law as opposed to UK law?
I think they kind of do both. Well, I mean, a lot of places have like similar laws, so it's fine.
Because I think on a technicality, it counts as territory.
It is technically territory, so you could seek asylum in somebody else's embassy.
Yes. Okay, cool. So it wasn't something I was making up.
I'm not 100% on the law thing,
right?
But it is technically quote unquote Japanese soil.
Yes.
But they're like leasing it from our government.
Gotcha.
Anyway, this story isn't finished.
Oh my god. Okay.
So I hand over all this paperwork. She's
Did he
like,
high five you on the way out?
No, he did something even creepier.
I fucking hate white men. Honestly, it's just crazy.
It was the fact that we were the two white guys in this whole fucking building, seemingly, and he was just like, I must talk to this other white man. I'm like, please don't. So I get all the stuff I need, all the paperwork back I need, and she's like, come back a week. I'm like, okay, cool. Right. Thank you very much. I'll leave.
You think you're going to see him tomorrow?
No, I had to walk past him on the way out, and he, again, locked eyes with me and was like, good luck, friend. And I'm like, wait, what? How fucking white are you?
Good luck, friend.
Good luck, friend.
What did he look like? A sweaty nerd? Dude?
No, he looked like
because he sounds quite odd.
Yeah, he sounds odd. He looked like a regular dude. But there was something about him that was like, I must talk to this other guy.
That's so odd.
I think he might have been being friendly.
But there were other people in the waiting room.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know, etiquette is either talk to literally everyone or talk to nobody.
Yeah. And like, I treat you those kind of places as the tube. You don't talk to anyone unless you came with someone.
Yeah. Like, yeah, exactly the tube analogy. Unless you're like with a friend or someone,
yeah, and
you're talking with them and laughing, and somebody else kind of like joins in with a laugh or something, then they're like suddenly part of the conversation.
Well, it's like when we went to Twerp, and there was a guy sat across from us who'd had the VIP package, and we started talking to him about, and then I accidentally intimidated him. Oof. Yeah, that was a bad move.
Yeah, Josh took his shirt off and started flexing. It was kind of crazy, honestly.
I didn't say that. I just said I'd rob him, and he looked worried. Yeah. But I said that as I walked away from him, like off the tube. So he looked worried and then was like, oh, he's leaving. Not in the traditional way that people rob people. Yeah. He was really nice because he was like, this is what you get on the VIP package. You should get it next time. And I was like, oh, that's sick. Maybe we have to, and then pull up to our stop. And I was like, we got to get off before I rob this guy. And he was like, what? It's my wife. Right. I haven't seen this bit yet. Yeah. But I do have a question. It might be just that I'm misremembering or I've completely forgotten. But did we not get the other bean helper? The wind bean. Yeah, we got Tulin. No, the other one. What other one? The mech in the underground. Oh, I didn't know you knew about that. Yeah, I've done that. Oh, no, that's after this. Oh, it's after that? Yeah. You can do it at any point, though. No. You have. Can you? Yeah. I've already done it. I haven't seen this cutscene. Huh. I didn't know you could do it at any time. Yeah, all you have to do is, I think technically all you need to do is have done the memory. Not the memory, the dragon tier. That includes what's her face. Because you learn about her in thingy. Sorry if that's a spoiler, by the way. Because you can do... So, the main quest... Does it come from after this is like, go and do that. Oh. So you complete regional phenomena, and then Pura's like, you need to go to the castle and find Zelda, and then after that is like, oh, fuck, we need it turns out there are 5 sages, better go and get the 5th one. I see, okay. Hopefully I didn't give... You can bleep out any of the spoilery things I said. This game came out almost a year ago, it's fine. Okay. We've hit the moratorium on... like spoilers at this point. Right, okay. I feel like if this was still like June of last year, I'd feel bad about it, but yeah. I guess there's lots of people that might have got this game for Christmas, but also you know what it's about on SAS. We don't. The only thing we haven't played Fast and Loose with is the Link's Awakening plot twist. True. Very true. Yeah. I didn't realize that it was... Yeah, no, I did it before this. Oh. No, you could do it before this. I'm learning so much about this game. In fact, so that goes as far to how far ahead you can do it before this point, is I've got
that sage, but I don't have the Goron sage yet.
Yeah.
Because I still haven't done that.
So that's why I did this section of light roots and
see.
only those to make that easier.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to do it in the dark. I had all the light roots before I did it in my playthrough. So I just went through and with the strategy guide that I have, just went through and was like, which section do I need? And it's just that bit. So if you haven't done that yet, these are the light roots that you should have, because it will make your life easier.
Hell
and
yeah.
now I'm confused about what to do. Do we do this or do we go and get Minoru? Oh, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, don't do that. That could hurt.
It's my bow. That's what it is. I mean, we also haven't done sky shit yet, so. That was my story about the Japanese embassy, by the way. That was
very cool.
Yeah, the creepy white guy. And it wasn't me. So I feel better.
Yeah, no. I mean, that is kind of the good bit from the story. Is that you were able to identify that someone was being really fucking odd in the Japanese embassy.
Yeah, and it was like of the two white guys. I then had like that feeling you get when you're in a group of friends and one of them's being an idiot in public and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Except it was for like English populace at large. Yeah. I was like, oh god, just like this white guy.
Secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, I hope he's doing fine.
I hope he gets his visa and he ends up doing okay. But
did you say he was teaching?
Yeah.
Do you think he's teaching English? Because usually that's what like
I hope so, because if he's teaching it Japanese, he might be shit out of luck. Unless his Japanese is really good.
Yeah.
But also I don't think they'd hire an English guy to teach Japanese. Maybe he's teaching like English lit or something.
Perhaps.
Maybe. I didn't ask. I was a little weirded out.
Yeah. That's fair.
I got the, let's not talk to this man anymore vibe.
Stranger danger, danger. Please, get out of my personal bubble.
Stop asking me questions. Don't just walk in here and demand to know what I'm doing.
Leave me alone, random person. Okay, so we need to go into the...
I'm trying to think about what we do next. How much have we got left of the episode?
Like 2 minutes.
Like 2 minutes. Okay, I'm going to kill 2 minutes. And then we'll work out what the fuck we're going to do.
Plunge into the Ganusi.
Ugh. Man, I hope not. Every time you say that, I have a genuine disgust reaction.
Which bit? Ganusi or the fact that I said plunge?
Ooh. Plunge isn't much better.
I didn't say plunge, I said plunge.
Oh, plunge. Oh, yeah. Well, on the subject, plunge isn't much better.
No, I mean... Clunge and Ganusi is different, okay? Chill out.
I try to avoid using the word clunge in general.
They're two very different, beautiful things in this world.
Yeah.
What was wrong with clunge?
As a concept, nothing. Love it. As a word, lots.
I just think you're not seeing the beauty of clunge.
Today's word of the day is clunge.
And you know, there's a specific way that you have to say it, and it's the emphasis on the lunge. Like clunge.
If there's any teenage boys watching this,
please never say it.
As we were watching content like Grumps when we were teenagers, don't ever approach a woman and use the word clunge. You won't get anywhere.
Yeah, most certainly not.
Ugh.
You know, actually, the funny thing is, until you actually mentioned that, I'd completely disassociated the fact that it had anything to do with genitalia. I just went, it's a disgusting word. Because in fairness, I initially said plunge, and then you went clunge.
I heard clunge.
So,
what can I say? I got clunge on the brain.
Clunge, not to be confused with Ganusi.
Yeah. Which I also hate.
Why?
I don't know, man. It's just...
Live a little.
Live a little. Yeah. You know what? Maybe I will embrace it.
Yeah. Embrace the
Maybe
Ganusi.
I haven't seen enough Ganusi in my life.
We can do some of that today if you want. I mean, unless you're gonna like spawn at one of the glowy bulbs in the Underdark.
The Underdark.
Oh, sorry.
It's D&D now.
It's the end of the episode.
Oh, thank God.
We'll talk more about the Gunnarsea in the Underdark in the next episode.
Oh, God. This is a nice shot. Might use this for the thumbnail.
See in the one. Sorry, I really needed to cough, and it just happened. Bye.
Bye.